what comes to mind when you think of magic mushrooms? Well, for lots of people, this hallucinogenic drug is associated with psychedelic trips or hippies or just plain old partying. But here's something that might surprise you. Psilocybin, which is the hallucinogen found in mushrooms, has been found to relieve symptoms in people with hard-to-treat depression. And now, one Israeli company is on a mission to make psychedelics a natural part of every doctor's treatment plan. Well, joining us right now is Dr. Asher Holzer. He's a chairman of Cyrex. So first of all, I think people just want to understand, how do magic mushrooms help treat depression and other mental illnesses?
Well, basically, the psilocybin, which is inside the magic mushroom, is known to work at the same receptors that basically makes us more happy, that stimulate, it has to do with the stimulation of different serotonin and other basically hormones that are in the brain.
So there have been studies that have shown that this can actually be a remedy for hard-to-treat depression.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, so I understand that you're working with this type of psychedelic, psilocin, but also there's another compound that you're working with as well. Could you tell us about that?
Sure. It's Ibogaine. Ibogaine has a very unique story. It comes from a tree that grows in Central Africa, in a country called Gabon, really at the center of the jungle. Not many trees are being left over there in the jungle. The local people, for many years, they know how to take the root bark from these trees and produce from them a stimulant drug and antidepressant, basically treatment for their rituals.
Right.
And several years ago, the Western world basically discovered it, and they use it as an anti-addiction drug, which has a very similarity to antidepressant.
Wow.
So we are using it in combination with another antidepressant drug to enhance the antidepressant, the existing antidepressant drug.
Wow, so this is amazing. So you're working with two psychedelics, two compounds that are not quite really often used when it comes to health treatment or for health treatment purposes. And now you're offering these compounds to doctors. So your company offers this kind of next generation drug treatment, you could call it. Who are your clients and how are you producing this?
So let's start with how we are producing it. Instead of growing the mushrooms in the Ibogaine and go to Central Africa and to rely on some remote, tree that about to be extinction, we are growing both of them in a bioreactors, basically in a lab. The idea is, of course, to get a very reproducible process, so we can get the same material again and again.
Right.
One of the problems with Ibogaine that comes or anything that comes from the nature, from botanical source, is that it's very difficult to get it the same again and again and again. So we specialize in this process, and we can produce in bioreactors both psilocybin and Ibogaine in a very reproducible way. And also it helps to regulate the drug, because the FDA,
it's lab controlled.
Yes, the FDA doesn't like each time that the drug is going to be different.
Wow. Okay. So this is fascinating. So who are your clients right now? Because obviously there is a taboo around this. Your company is clearly on a mission to change that, to show the world, hey, these compounds can be used to treat anxiety, depression, mental illnesses, you name it. But who's buying right now?
Basically, we have to still to regulate it, to go through the FDA, but eventually we are going to substitute or to be an alternative, let's say, to many of the existing antidepressant drugs. The existing antidepressant drugs, they suffer, all of them, from many side effects that we believe that we can reduce. Among them, that it takes a very long onset. If somebody depressed, it takes antidepressant drug, maybe it takes 6 weeks, 4 weeks, until there is any clinical efficacy.
So it really takes time for them to start functioning.
Right. We believe that with the combination of Ibogaine and these drugs, it would take a day or two.